looks like we're live. Hopefully we are live. And some technical difficulties here. So give us a second. Get back up and running. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call Mike and tell him to come back in. Come back, Mike. All right, let's see. We are live, but we are having some problems. Yep, we're good. We're live. Just wanted to make sure we are live. Okay, we are live now, but we were having some issues, so I'm just waiting for Mike to come back in the room. But today we're going to be talking about the NFL schedule release, and we have a lot to talk about in that regards, where we have Dallas Cowboys schedule being released here, slew of other like NFL primetime games that are going to be released as well. So we got a lot to talk about. Let me see if I get Mike on the line here. Hold up. All right, I'm going to send Mike a new link because he's having some trouble joining us. And that way we can get him back in the room. Sorry, guys. We're just having some technical difficulties. All right, we're doing all this live right here, by the way. All right, sending Mike the link again so that way he can join us here. And we should be good to go now. Looks like for whatever reason we broke our connection between YouTube and what we were doing. I want to make sure that we are in fact live. All right, looks like we're good now. Hey, what's up, Sam? What's up? Yeah, no, we're back now. We're just just having some problems, man. We're having some technical difficulties. I can't see y'all's chat today, unfortunately, because of the technical issues that we had. I need to go ahead and reconnect the stream, but I can see you guys. No, Mike's trying to come back in. He is having some trouble joining us, but thank you guys for putting up with us so we can go ahead and work through the technical difficulties we're having. I can see y'all's chat, by the way. Says the clock isn't running. No, time isn't standing still. I haven't started the clock yet. So I'm gonna join when Mike gets back. All right, we're live, Mike. Now we can start the clock.
Very nice.
We can't see the chat on, by the way. I have to see it manually on YouTube right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try and cheat.
This music reminds me of the song Luther by Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. And so I can see the chat here, but I just can't share it. I'm going to pop it out, see if that'll work.
Interesting article that Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Cats 5 posted that Ace Bailey might be the one player that drop in the draft.
Maybe. And I wonder why that is. Why would he drop in the draft?
It's kind of like the Shadur Sanders thing. You look deep into what goes on, and there's certain statistics that you don't like.
Yeah, now we can see the chat, so we'll go ahead and roll with this. I'll go ahead and keep on playing this. I just wanted to see if there was a way for us to go ahead and show the chat while we're doing the live stream. I'll make it work. Hey, what's up? What's up, our usual suspects? What's up, Matt Lerma, Daniel Bautista, Sam Salinas, JHNSB, Matt Gomez, Matt Lerma, Jesse A, Jonathan Fedez. We also have the infamous Fernandez, JHNSB, and Mario Cavazos. Thank you all for watching and putting up with our technical difficulties. We appreciate you guys. We're having to put up with a lot of nonsense today.
Welcome to another episode of the Area 210 podcast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast to you live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on in South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. We are live talking sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. Apologies for the technical difficulties this morning. We usually get going at 10 a.m. Got a 20-minute late start today because we were unable to connect to YouTube, and it took a while. So it wasn't me being late, Joe. It wasn't me being late. We got to let people know that.
It was the Gremlins. It was not Mike. We actually were going to start on time, but for whatever reason, the platform that we're using here lost its connection to YouTube, and now I got to figure out why did it lose its connection and how to get it back.
But I tell you what, Joe, we are celebrating because yesterday we celebrated the fact that we had the most views ever for one of our shows in the 2-year history of us doing this show. And we followed it up with another solid number yesterday. We picked up more than 25 new subscribers. We're inching closer to 2,500. And there's something coming on. People are catching on. They're latching on. People are coming on saying, we did not know this show existed. Okay, I'm getting messages on social media, on Twitter saying, hey, we did not know this show existed. I'm glad that we found it. We're glad that we stumbled upon it. 1,300 views of the show 2 days ago was amazing. Beyond all that, Joe, you're putting our shows on Spotify as well, which is the next level. That takes it to the next level when it comes to things because people can follow us when they drive in their car on the way home because sometimes they can't connect on YouTube for whatever reason. But very nice, man. Very nice. Mario Cavazos asking if it's the flux capacitor as the reason. Yeah, we couldn't hit 88, so we couldn't get on. We couldn't hit 88, so we didn't get on YouTube right away. Lots going on today in the world of sports. We have a Game 6 tonight. Oklahoma City taking on Denver. I'm sorry, OKC is going to win the championship, dude. They just are, man. I know they've struggled against Denver and whatnot, and it looked like Denver was going to take them out, but Oklahoma City is the better team. The better team always wins best of 7 series.
I'm not too sure about that. I think the Pacers can actually give them a run for their money.
That's a very good point. They have the ruggedness, right? They have the nasty, the dog.
They're scrappy.
In them. Meantime, you see the Knicks lose Game 5 yesterday to the Celtics. Derek White went off on a huge night, knocked down 7 3-pointers. Now it's going to be Game 6, Madison Square Garden, Friday night.
Celtics are done.
Stephen A. Smith will be out there with Spike Lee and all those guys.
Yeah.
And can the Knicks close it out? The Celtics out there without Jason Tatum, who's going to be out for a long, long time. So we'll get into that a little bit. Interesting article by Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5, something that he posted a little while ago about the fact that the one person who's presumed to be falling in the NBA draft could be Ace Bailey of Rutgers. We talked about Ace Bailey yesterday. And there's reasons behind that. And by the way, ESPN is now reporting that the Spurs are 99.9% certain with what they plan on doing. We're going to start off with that conversation. We're also going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys because the Cowboys' full schedule was released. What is the over-under on the wins? Beyond all that, do we really think they're going to be any good? Or is this all just optimism that happens at the beginning of every year? The Cowboys did have a fantastic draft. They did go out there, make a move, a ballsy move, going after George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have
Yeah.
a wide receiver too. So lots going on in the world of sports, Joe. But we have a super chat that apparently came in. What's going on, Joe?
Oh no, it wasn't a super chat. It was just me checking the system, making sure we're not going to miss anything. We'll
Very
see the
nice.
super chats coming in still. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to show the chats on display, like we normally do, but we're going to be able to see y'all's comments coming in real time.
Oh, I can see it. I like Sam Salinas saying the man is trying to shut the cast down.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The man reminds me of Undercover Brother, that movie back from the early 2000s.
You know what else? What other movie low key is funny as hell that you probably haven't watched, but you should? Pootie Tang.
Oh yeah. Dude, I saw that a long time ago, but I was drunk when I saw that. That is amazing. Man, I saw Friday for the first time a couple of years ago. It was like 20 years after it came out.
Yeah.
And now I'm so disappointed in myself because I now watch that movie pretty regularly now. Just whenever I want something funny on, I put it on. I have yet to see next Friday, and then they have the next one coming out.
Friday after next, and then they have
last
Friday, yeah, coming out now.
Coming out next year. So I got to catch up a little bit, dude.
What about Undercover Brother? Sam Salinas says that one's funny too, dude.
Love that movie, dude. What was Denise Richardson's character? What did they call her? A black man's kryptonite. She's like, oh, you're kind of cute in a Theo Huxtable kind of way.
Hey, you know what I was going to tell you too? We got some celebrity news to get to, man. Apparently, Chris Brown's in trouble again.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, look, we got a super chat income in here. Thank you, Jason Garcia. We appreciate you, man. We really do. Appreciate that super chat, brother.
Very nice.
He
$5
says,
super chat says, shout out to everyone in San Antonio. It's hotter than a rotisserie chicken between the butt cheeks of the devil wearing a Speedo and sweatpants.
This is true, man. It's going to be a hot one today. Yesterday was predicted to be, 105? It didn't make it to 105. It was like our consolation prize was, it's 101. It's still hot as F, dude.
By the way, proud dad moment. I didn't share this on social media, but I had a little bit of a proud dad moment.
Nice.
My daughter, Gabby, made her debut on KSAT 12 yesterday. So she has been working there for the past few months behind the scenes doing the digital reporting, and she made her debut yesterday. So congratulations to her. First time being on air reporting. Did a fine job on the 6 o'clock news. And I joked with her that she is better. Well, not joke with her. This is facts. I was a good journalist, Joe.
She better.
The trajectory of where she is compared to what I was, man, she kicks my ass. She's very, very good at what she does.
Gabby girl has a very outgoing personality. She's very bubbly, very happy, high energy every time you see her. She's very well spoken. You know, she's got all the tools, man. I don't doubt in my mind at all, Mike, that we're gonna see her probably like an anchor or sometime in the future.
Could
either for KSAT or it could be for somebody else, but I believe she'll be there one day.
Yeah. Matt Laram was saying it feels weird having to leave 10 minutes in. He has a hard out on has to get back to work, but we get it, man. We get it. We go for about an hour 15, hour and 30 or so. Today we'll probably go to about 11:30 doing the show. Want to say good evening, or should I say good morning, to those who watch this show at midnight.
God, yeah, man.
Because last night I went to bed, I saw how many views we had on our shows, and then I woke up to us having an additional 200 views on the last two shows combined.
That's crazy.
And it's great because that's what we try to do. We try to not date this show so that if you're watching it at 2 p.m. or 5 p.m. or even at midnight, you're on the late shift, that you can enjoy the show and not feel like you've missed out, right? Yeah. But, man, we are getting – it's interesting that the number of views that we're getting, Joe, is more outside the live show than during the live show, because usually it should be the other way around. Usually we should get our numbers – live from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., but that's not happening. We're getting 3 times the views and listens after the show ends, which is fantastic, man.
Let's ask our viewers a question. Will the Cowboys make the playoffs?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's a simple yes or no question, right?
Simple yes or no.
And Tavarius is asking a question as we go on to this poll. By the way, you can reach out to this poll. Fantastic. Asking the question about, does Dylan Harper fit the Spurs? Does he come off the bench? Because he needs the ball in his hands? Very interesting point. So let's talk about this. So Jonathan Givony of ESPN was on SportsCenter yesterday, and he said, quote, there's a 99.9% definitive yes, that the Spurs are going to keep the number 2 pick and not trade it away and draft Dylan Harper. That don't look at Ace Bailey, don't look at Trey Johnson, don't look at Nipple, don't look at any other player. It's going to be VJ Edgecombe. No, it's going to be Dylan Harper at number 2. Book it. And he said that, and if you want to go onto my my YouTube page, I don't know if you can, or my Twitter account,
go look
if
at
you
it.
can show some video. I posted some video of Dylan Harper last night. Dylan Harper at the combine there in Chicago, and Gavani, who's a draft expert for ESPN, said that Dylan Harper did exceptionally well out there. Looked good with agility, looked good with his shooting, looked good with all sorts of things that are needed. That he interviewed well. Beyond all that, his teammate.
There, I killed the audio.
Yeah, no problem. His teammate Ace Bailey raved about Dylan Harper, calling him humble, saying that he's a humble, nice man.
He's a humble mofo.
Well, I mean, doesn't that scream Spur, right?
It does.
So, I mean, look at the athleticism of Dylan Harper. Came in the height at 6'4.5", 6'6" with the shoes on. Dylan Harper grew half an inch in the past year, so he might, have another half inch or inch left in him to grow.
He'll finally get closer to that 6'6".
Yeah, everybody in college is 2 inches taller or shorter than what they actually said they were. He said that he was 6'6" in college, but he was 6'4.5". But the fact of the matter is that he is by far the number 2 prospect in this draft, right? We talked about Cooper Flagg being the 1 and Dylan Harper's the 1A. I don't think we could actually look at other players like Ace Bailey or VJ Edgecombe or Trey Johnson or any of those players, because the fact of the matter is that you take the best player available and you figure it out. But the more I think about it, Joe, a lineup there, because he's not a short guard. He's a combo guard. He's not 6'1". He's not 6 foot. But I'm going to tell you why I like this idea, Joe. I like the idea of playing Harper with Fox and Castle at the same time. You know why I like that, Joe?
Why?
Because it forces Wemby to play his ass down low. Doesn't it do that? Doesn't it force the hand for the Spurs? Doesn't it force that for Wemby to say, hey, you know what? You got to develop a post game. You got to develop some post-up moves. Do you know who you can learn those post-up moves from? Dylan Harper, because Dylan Harper backs up other guards. He backs up other guards with those post-up moves.
We got some good comments coming in here. Tony Ornelas and Spernandez are agreeing here. Tony Ornelas says, I think the most important pick will be 14. If Liam Neely is there, you take that 3-point specialist with the 14th pick, and Spernandez says he agrees with Tony 100%. And then Sam Salinas says he's sold at Kaman at number 14.
I like Kaman at 14. I like him. And I understand Liam McNeely would be a very good pick. Shot 38% from 3 as a forward with UConn. So he has the ability to shoot. Well, actually, no. I'm looking at it right now. He shot 38% from the field. So he played well at 15 points per game, 6 rebounds. I mean, he's not a dead-eye 3-point shooter.
No.
So maybe he has the ability to develop into that, but that's more of a project. Kaman can come in now if he's available at 14 with a 7-foot wingspan, almost 7'1" wingspan, to be like a Twin Towers, to be a Rudy Gobert type of player, to be a Draymond Green type of player, to be that dog. I hate to say it, to be that guy that is a bigger version of a Jeremy Sohan. It's not bad. But someone asked the question if this is the starting lineup next year. Fox, Castle, Harper, Sohan, Wemby.
Yeah.
Not one shooter in the bunch. Okay, it's just But what it is that you look at that lineup. Harper averaged over a steal a game in college. He's a good defender. Fox is a really good defender. Castle is an exceptional defender. Sohan's an above-average defender, and Wemby should have been Defensive Player of the Year. You put those 5 on the team, on the roster, you put those 5 in a lineup at one time. I mean, does the defensive abilities of that team mask the fact that they're not elite when it comes to 3-point shooting? Fox is a decent 3-point shooter. Then you add the fact that maybe you dip in a Harrison Barnes. You maybe put in a Julian Champagny, who's more proficient at 3. The Spurs do need another shooter out there. But does that have to come from the draft? Because I don't see them getting their shooter from the draft. I see them getting their big guy from the draft.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them moving up to make that happen. The Spurs have a pick early in the second round. If we need to move up 2 spots to get Kaman, I'd be all about it, man. People are saying they like Carter Bryant out of Arizona. I mean, I get that too. A little bit older than he played 3 years of college though, so that might be too old.
We got Gert from the Netherlands joining us.
Thanks
for joining, Gert.
So where's he at? What does he say?
He's just saying I would prefer Barnes over Jeremy. And he says, Gert from the Netherlands is here.
Oh, there it is. Okay, very cool. Yeah, so I mean, he's the Toyota Corolla, dude. He just keeps running, Harrison Barnes. But I found this interesting that, you know, if you go to Jeff Garcia's Twitter account, he has a post on there talking about Ace Bailey. And they're doing these advanced analytics on these players. It's beyond shooting percentage. It's beyond all that. It's the ability to get by certain players. And there's this one person who does statistics and was analyzing the statistics. You can scroll down a little bit more about Ace Bailey. Analyzing the statistics, say that one thing that they've shown about Ace Bailey is that he does have the chops. He does have the ability to shoot the ball. But one thing that he isn't able to do necessarily is blow by players. That he has a low percentage of getting by certain players.
And that's percentages there.
Yeah, and then here's another one saying don't count out VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe out of Baylor, very good shooter, very dynamic player. It is possible that VJ Edgecombe goes top 3, top 4, but he ain't going number 2, dude. That's Dylan Harper, dude. Spurs are going to get Dylan Harper because he's. I mean, what did I say to somebody yesterday? You don't pass up on Dwayne Wade because you need a Chris Bosh on your roster. Bosh was good, but Wade was better, right? You get the best player available, but you see these advanced analytics coming on. I've been seeing these mock drafts, Joe, that say that Ace Bailey could go number 5. That he might not be the number 2 guy. He might drop down to number 5. So that's pretty interesting.
You know what I was going to show you, Mike? Why does this always happen with like CVS Pharmacy? Like I went and brought 3 freaking items, bro. Look at this early this morning. Look at that damn receipt, dude. That's ridiculous, man. I have to go and get me some aspirin for my elbow. I'm getting like arthritis or something from all the work that we've been doing lately over there at Homeland Security. Yeah. And I'm like, damn, my arm, my elbow's hurting, my wrist is hurting me. You know, so it's like I'm gonna go get me some painkillers. I got me some eye drops, and I forgot what else. I think I got some Q-tips or something that my daughter needed for makeup or whatever. And I'm like, all right, 3 items, $16. I'm like, why does the receipt always got to be like a foot long, dude?
Yeah, this reminds me of the comedian Mitch Hedberg, the late, great Mitch Hedberg, who would always say, why do I get a receipt when it comes to buying a donut? We don't need to bring paper into this. I'm not going to return the donut.
But if you pay with your card, should they just have the option just to email you your receipt, you know? Mm-hmm. You don't need the paper, man. Like, it's ridiculous.
So CBS Sports just released its mock draft again. So they've released a new mock draft. So they released one immediately after the draft. And now after the combine, they've released one. Now this one is being done by Gary Parrish, who I've been reading for many, many, many years. He has number 1 overall, Cooper Flagg going to the Dallas Mavericks. He has Dylan Harper going number 2 to the Spurs. He says, quote, Harper is the consensus number 2 pick in the draft. And this should be the second. He should be the second player selected, even if he's not a perfect fit on a roster that already features De'Aaron Fox and reigning Rookie of the Year Stephon Castle. As others have noted, this could lead to San Antonio shopping the pick to franchises more in need of a lead guard and with great positional size. Keep an eye on that. Either way, no matter which franchise ends up with picking Harper, Harper is likely to be the second name announced. Okay, so he's saying it's going to happen. They have Trey Johnson of Texas going number 3 to Philadelphia. VJ Edgecombe of Baylor going number 4 to Charlotte. They have Ace Bailey falling to number 5 to the Utah Jazz. Con Knippel going 6th to Duke, from Duke to Washington. They have New Orleans taking Kasparas Giacchionis, the point guard from Illinois. I'm going to go all the way back down. They have Kaman going number 9 to the Toronto Raptors. Carter Bryant going to the Rockets at 10. And the Spurs at 14 have them drafting Derek Queen. Okay, let's talk about this.
Okay.
Derek Queen, who is a 6'10" rather, 7 foot in shoes, right? But 6'10" center out of Maryland, averaged 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. Could not shoot a 3 to save his life, just 20%. But he did have the heroics during March Madness. There were not a lot of buzzer beaters in March Madness, but this past year, one of them was Derek Queen from Maryland. Interesting player. Basically, that's like saying you're getting Draymond Green without the shooting.
Or without somebody kicking him in the nuts, kicking other people in the nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's go ahead and see the poll results right here from what we were asking. I'm going to go ahead and see what they're saying. 58% of everybody in here says that the Cowboys will, in fact, make the playoffs. 42% say no. We have 19 votes.
That is just silly, dude. That is outright silly optimism. You guys are going to be kicking yourself in the kicking rocks down the road later on this year. That is silly, dude. The Cowboys have no chance of making the playoffs.
Look at that. I said that, and look at the odds just turned more into the Cowboys' favor with the latest poll odds saying 62% now agree that the Cowboys will make the playoffs, with 38% saying no.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. You want them to make the playoffs? Jaden Daniels needs to go out with an injury. Jalen Hurts has to go down with an injury. If everybody's healthy, the Cowboys aren't making the playoffs. The Cowboys are not a good team this year still. They had a good draft. They pick up George Pickens, but guess what they don't have, Joe?
What?
They don't have a running game.
Well, they can.
They have no running game.
We have to wait and see what they have.
They have Jadon Blue, who might get it going later part of the year.
That's my boy, Blue.
That's your boy, Blue, from UT. Here's the thing, Joe. Here's the thing. Just because he went to Texas doesn't mean he's any good.
No, mom is Mike. But if he would have came out of LSU, he would have been better?
Yes, because that's a good football program for football.
Come on.
Okay, look at this. No, if it's a running back, LSU hasn't had a good running back since Leonard Fournette. Okay, so that's been 15 years, right? But the Cowboys getting Jadon Blue, is he a dynamic running back? Yeah, for a slow running back. I mean, come on, man. Well, we're all going to get excited. Who was that one player that Spurs fans were enamored with again that went to UT that turned out to be a bust? I say who was that guy because I can name 5 of them. Just because you went to UT doesn't mean you're any good. Okay,
Kevin Durant went to UT?
Huh?
Kevin Durant went to UT?
For like 3 months.
Oh, come on, Mike. He's no good because he went to UT. Stop it.
Kevin Durant went to UT.
You're capping hard, bro.
Kevin Durant went to UT win. 2008, 2007.
So now you're being an LSU snob.
July 26th, they had Aldridge. Hey, dude, let's talk about people from the past 15 years, dude. Earl Campbell. Who else you got? I mean, come on.
Oh, come on. That's not going to sit well with our boy Fernandez, man. He's a UT product, bro.
Vince Young, who had one or two good years, man.
Vince Young,
Kai Jones is exactly who I'm talking about. Eric Cisneros, thank you so much. Yeah, everyone's like, we got to go get Kai Jones. Why? Well, he went to UT. Who gives a shit if he went to UT? I don't care if he went. I don't care if he was from Belarus. I don't care if he was from the Middle East. It doesn't matter. It's the better player. Wearing burnt orange doesn't make you a better player. It just means that you went to that school. That's it.
Fernandez says Mike is moving the goalpost.
So Fernandez is basically saying that Texas is due for a good player, right?
Hey,
Trey Johnson,
my boy Blue.
Going number 3. Yeah, Jadon Blue. Fine. That was a savvy pickup in the end of the 4th round, beginning of the 5th round.
Well, look at the Cowboys schedule right here, Mike, and I'm going to show it courtesy of Fox.
It is a brutal schedule. It's the 5th hardest schedule in the NFL.
They start with Philly, then they have New York.
All right.
So let's go down the list, Mike. Philly, win or lose?
0-1.
Okay. New York Giants.
1-1.
Chicago Bears.
1-2.
Green Bay
owns them. 1-3.
The Jets.
Might be a win. 2-3.
Carolina, the Panthers.
Lost 2-4. It's on the road.
Commanders.
Lost 2-5.
Denver.
Lost 2-6.
Cardinals.
That's a win. 3-6.
They got a bye week, week 10.
Yeah.
Then they come back and they play the Raiders. I believe that's going to be a primetime game.
That's a dome game. Let's give them a win. 4-6.
Then they play Philly again.
Lost 4-7.
They play the Chiefs.
Lost 4-8.
Then after they play the Chiefs, they got the Lions.
4-9.
Vikings.
5-9.
Chargers.
6-9.
Commanders again.
6-10.
And then to end the season, New York Giants.
7-10.
I got them 11-6.
Who the fuck? Sorry. Dollar.
Dollar.
I'm trying to stop that, and I've done a really good job the past few weeks.
The Commanders aren't going to sweep them. They're going to get one of these wins against the Commanders.
Dude, the Commanders are going to just throttle them, dude. Commanders, everyone's all excited. Oh, the Cowboys got George Pickens. Dude, the Commanders got Deebo Samuel, man. The Commanders were good last year, and they added Deebo Samuel. Give me a break, man. You're going to have Deebo Samuel and Scary Terry opposite of each other, and you're going to have Jaden Daniels on the second year playing even better.
You have them losing against the Bears. I got them winning against the Bears.
The Bears are going to be 11-5.
The Jets, they should beat the Jets handedly.
I had them beating the Jets.
You know, I look at Carolina. That's going to be a win.
No, Carolina's going to throttle them, dude. There's always a team, Joe, that comes out of nowhere and was like a 4-win team and becomes a 10-win team and flirts with the playoffs. This year, that's going to be Carolina.
And look at that. We got an incoming super chat from the Drew Show here. Let me go ahead and show the super chats as they're coming in fast and furious right now. So $5 incoming super chat from the Drew Show. Thank you, Drew. He says the Spurs trading number 2 to Washington and selecting Khan. Say you would. I dare you. Trading back to 3.
Never.
And then look, we got another incoming super chat from the Drew Show. Appreciate you. He goes, trading back, and getting a future first rounder. And then we got another super chat coming in here from Sam Salinas. And Sam Salinas says, it's going to be fantastic pulling this show up in December when Mike is talking about how good he knew this squad was going to be after they clinched the playoffs.
Okay. Mark my words.
Okay.
The Dallas Cowboys suck. Not only do they suck ass. Okay.
You know what? Sucks?
They have the fifth hardest. They have the fifth hardest schedule in the NFL. They have 9 road games compared to 8 home games. They have 4 games that they're playing on Thursday on a short week, right? They have to play Kansas City. They have to play Chicago on the Kansas City at home. They've got tough games on the road. This team has no running game, has a young offensive line that hasn't gelled together, has no rapport with each other. This team is going to be out of playoff contention by Thanksgiving. The Dallas Cowboys suck, and there's nothing that they did this year on the offseason that's going to make them good this year. The stuff that they did this year when it comes to maybe getting drafting well, that's good for 2 or 3 years from now, Joe. They're not going to be all these rookies coming in and, oh, my God, we're going to make this team great again. And at the end of the day, guess who's the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys? Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott is getting worse. We have seen the best of Dak Prescott. He's not going to be any better than he ever was. In fact, he's going to be worse than he was back in the day, even with George Pickens out there. The Cowboys are not a good team. They're not a good team.
I got to put the air horn on you, man. That's a horrible take. I think the Cowboys are better than what you're giving them credit for. 11-6, I think, might be good enough for them to get into the wild card.
Oh, it would be.
Puro pinche Cowboys a la verga, man.
It would be. 11 wins would be getting them into the playoff. But they're not going to beat. They're the best. Okay, Joe. NFC East, 4 teams. Cowboys, Eagles, Commanders, Giants. Rank them. Are they first, second, third, or fourth? Because if you say third or fourth, they're not in the playoffs.
Okay. Giants ain't going to do shit.
So rank them. Okay, Giants
ain't going to do nothing.
We agree.
Whoa.
The camera just changed.
Yeah, I got you.
We agree that the Giants are the worst team in the NFC East. We agree with that. But tell me, of the Commanders or Eagles, tell me which team the Cowboys are better than.
Cowboys right now, I don't know if they're better than the Eagles because we haven't seen the Eagles right now.
Eagles
Are they better?
champions.
But Eagles are a good team, so I'd have to say no. They're not better than the Eagles right now. They're not better than the Commanders, right?
Then they're not a playoff team.
But
Because you're not going to get
what
from the same
I'm
division
saying
to
right
the
now,
playoffs.
Mike. But I don't know how the season's going to pan out. If you look at it based on the prior season, the Cowboys weren't a good team. Now that they've got some pieces, right now we don't know what they're going to be like. We're projecting that they're going to be a better team than they were in the prior season. They got a running game now. They got my boy Blue.
They don't have a running game.
They got Blue.
They've got a wet behind the ears 22-year-old team.
You're just
who was a
wishing
fifth-round
bad
draft
juju
pick,
on
dude.
them. You just
They
want
got
the
that guy
Cowboys
from
to
Clemson
fail.
who's a seventh rounder. They have no running game, Joe.
You know
just
who
because
sucks?
he wore Port Orange doesn't mean he's any good.
The New
They
Orleans
just went to-
Saints
just because,
suck.
dude, he wasn't even the starting running back for the Texas Longhorns, Joe. He got a lot of playing time. Jadon Blue was fun to watch, but man, prove it, dude. You're a fifth rounder for a reason.
No,
dude.
you know who's
Prove it.
trash right now? The New Orleans Saints. They ain't
Yes!
got no quarterback.
Thank
Carr.
you.
You're
Derek
gonna
Carr's
tank.
gone.
You're gonna
We're
tank.
tanking.
You're tanking season,
Team
man.
tank, baby. Team tank. I want an 0-17 Saints team. I want to tank for Arch, and we're going to make it happen, Joe. Dude, Kellen Moore ain't
Arch,
no
you're
dummy.
gonna tank for Arch. What if you all don't get him?
I know.
Arch Manning
I
your
know.
bust?
I just saw the contradiction there of me wanting a Longhorn. I got it. I'm gonna myself, okay. But Arch is whenever you have a 5-star black bucket, Texas Frank saying my Cowboy hate is throbbing. It's
Yeah.
not hatred.
It's hatred.
Joe, I hated the Cowboys for so long in my life, but the last 10 years, I couldn't hate them anymore. I pity them. I pity their fan base because their fan base psychs themselves up every year for a crappy squad.
We set ourselves up for failure every freaking year, disappointment. It's going to happen. But you know what? I'm going to show you something that I saw that I thought was quite interesting, man. They have this courtesy of NFL Network, and they're talking about the Cowboy season, and they're going to give their predictions, and we're going to watch this.
Look, we already talked about it. The Eagles going to win the first one. I said the Giants, they beat the Giants. The Cowboys beat the Giants. I think they beat the Bears. They go to Chicago. They're running the ball.
They go into Chicago and beat
think
the
they take
Bears.
the L.
Yeah,
Shut
the
the
Packers
hell up.
run the football.
Yes, they do.
Rich, close your eyes. Earmuffs. Earmuffs. All right.
They beat up on the Jets.
Yeah, I think they get the Panthers.
I got them losing right
They,
there.
okay,
I
and this
just
is a
got 'em
tough
losing
one.
right there.
But
Going to Denver?
but Dallas always plays well against Sean Payton. He always does, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna give him the W. They're gonna go up there and win.
They're going to go up to the mile
They're a
high
physical
and win
team.
the
The
road.
Cardinals are
They are a physical team now.
They will beat you
Yeah,
up
and
at the line of scrimmage.
There you go.
All right,
Bye
bye
week.
Got them a W.
W here.
At Vegas.
They got to win that one.
Got to win.
They got to win that one. Lost. That's on. We did that one already.
At
Woo!
Detroit. I got them losing now.
Okay.
Taking the L.
No.
Okay, Minnesota.
I like that win versus Minnesota. I think they're going to compete.
They're not going to beat the Vikings,
that's
bro, but
tough.
I'm going to give them to you.
I
What
say
about the Chargers?
they beat the Chargers
All
in
right.
Dallas.
Do they get swept by
No.
the Commanders?
No.
No. And then you go. Look at that.
11-6.
11-6.
Not bad.
Now let me show you FanDuel because casinos more know than those guys. FanDuel has the over/under at 7.5. Come on, man! You're gonna have these talking heads on ESPN who they know
That's
that
not even
Cowboys is a big-
ESPN. That's NFL Network. It's a
Okay,
better, higher
that's-
caliber.
Well, I
Higher caliber.
saw Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen's moving his way over to ESPN. He's going back to ESPN. He's taking that show to ESPN. FanDuel has it. Sport and DraftKings have it at 7.5. So if all the casinos who typically are pretty much right about everything have it at 7.5, Cowboy fans are delusional. They think it's 11-6. That is Cowboys delusional because they're going to go back. We're going to have this conversation in November when we're like, man, I mean, Jadon Blue's playing better, but I mean, he is a rookie. And I'm going to be like, well, mother effer, he was a rookie when the season started.
You look at this, Tony Hernandez, Joe. I'm a realistic Cowboy fan. They're gonna go 6-11 or 7-9, bro. Well, you know what? You can keep your 6-11 or 7-9 ass home when they're in the playoffs, and I don't want to see your ass out there celebrating.
They're not going to make the playoffs, dude.
Put it on the board. I like this, man. I like going back and forth with you and all the Cowboy haters here, man.
So
It's-
the Texans
I got
have
them at 11-6.
the Texans have an easier schedule. They had a boring draft, and what I mean by a boring draft, it's one of those drafts where it's all about the inside and it's linemen and stuff like that. The Texans will go as far as C.J. Stroud takes them. C.J. Stroud was excellent his rookie year, and last year he kind of regressed. So it's kind of hard to predict what the Texans are going to do because we don't know what C.J. Stroud we're going to get. Also, Joe Mixon's health. If Joe Mixon is healthy, they're going to be a better team because there's some issues when it comes to depth in the running back room. Joe Mixon has had some injuries as of late. So I think best case scenario, they go 11-6. I think worst case scenario, they go 8-9. But I think that because that division is very winnable, the Texans should still make the playoffs. I'm going to say Texans go 10-7.
Probably. I can see that happening. But I was going to tell you, I'm going to go and show you the Monday Night Football schedule. You know who's missing from this? The Saints don't even have a primetime game this season because we already know that they're going to be tanking. It's going to be one of those seasons. They're not going to be good enough to make primetime football. Maybe they go ahead and get Arch Manning. You all be back in the good graces of the NFL and be in prime time, baby.
That would be it, man. Now, we talked about Derek Carr bowing out. That was a very interesting move for him because Derek Carr, if I'm not mistaken, is like 34 years old. He still had some years left in him. Had that injury, and they basically told him that his recovery time would have taken him to the midway part of the regular season. So he would have missed half the season anyway. Beyond all that, they said that he wouldn't be in the same health as he was beforehand, that there was no guarantee that he was going to return to form. So the Saints said, hey, keep the $10 million that you had for the roster bonus, but he forfeited his salary. There's going to be a dead cap hit on that the Saints are going to be able to split over 2 seasons, but it's not this season. Right now, the Saints are sitting on $55 million of cap space that they can do.
Well, you know what? Your boy Carr did him a favor in retiring, man.
He did. It accelerated the process of
Getting solid.
It accelerated the process of getting the team on the rebuild. Because one thing about football, one thing about the NBA, any sport, it's a race to the top or a race to the bottom. Being a 500 team sucks because you're not good enough to make the playoffs, and you're not bad enough to get a good draft.
You're in purgatory.
You're in purgatory.
Yeah.
So if I know that my team isn't going to win 11 games and go off and beat the Bucks and win the NFC South, I have to cheer for my team to lose. I'm that pragmatic of a sports fan that I'm not going to sit here and go, yay, we got win number 7. We're 7-10. Because 7-10 is purgatory. You either win games or you lose games. You're
going to break out the brown paper bag from years past and go ahead and wear that to a Saints game?
Hey, man, all I know is the last time the Cowboys and Saints played, what happened?
Hey, I'm just saying, hey, you know what? We've beat the Saints before in prime time, baby. I remember that game.
Yeah, but the last time they played, Saints beat the Cowboys and they got a better draft pick.
No doubt.
Saints quarterback room is crap, dude. I think I could beat them. I mean, they need.
You're gonna roll with Rattler. Rattler's your guy.
No, they're gonna go with with Houff, like the guy that they drafted in the second round. The guy from Louisville. I just not excited. Just go off and lose your games, and I'll come back and I'm not gonna go to a game this year.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, that would require me going to New Orleans, and New Orleans is kind of a crappy place to be sometimes.
Oh.
I enjoyed New Orleans in my 20s and 30s. I think I'm unless I'm going to Jazz Fest.
No, you're having it.
I'm done, dude. Market Square and Bourbon Street. I think I'm dead to.
But you know what? You're not going to be walking around downtown New Orleans wearing flip-flops, bro. I guarantee it.
What is that?
That's a lot of dirty water out there, man.
Jason Garcia saying, Saints Seahawks, let's go, Mike. He's trying to dare me into a bet. I want my team to lose.
He's like, I'll bet against him. He wants him to take for Arch Manning.
There you go, baby. There you go.
Hey, you know what? I was going to show the schedule, though. We're going to talk about this real quick. NFL released this yesterday. Monday Night Football schedule for 2025 season, right? You have the Vikings, the Bears. Yeah, you got the Buccaneers and
Texans and
Texans. Yeah, you got the Chargers and Raiders, Lions and the Ravens. That one should be an interesting game. And then you got games like the Jets and the Dolphins. That's going to be a one-sided affair there, man. The Bears and the Broncos. Chiefs.
That's the Bengals.
Okay, Bengals. I'm sorry. And you got the Chiefs and the Jags. I mean, come on, Mike. You already know what's going to happen. Then you have the Bills, and then you got the Falcons there.
The Bills Falcons game might be interesting because the Falcons are a team that's up and coming.
Texans and Seahawks, week 7, and then you got the Buccaneers and Lions.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad, man. And then you have the Redskins, there used to be the Redskins, Washington Commanders now, and you have the Kansas City Chiefs, Battle of the Indians there.
Yeah, whenever I see the Cowboys take on the Cardinals, I think of Rod Tidwell from Jerry Maguire.
Hey, man. That's going to be a tough matchup. The Cardinals are a tough matchup for the Cowboys because they play so physical. Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys, when you push them, they kind of fold. I think this is going to be one of those games where the Cowboys can show some toughness. If they can show some toughness and keep it as a low-scoring game because Cardinals are pretty good at being tough out there on the field, I think it'll come down to a field goal, but the Cowboys could win that game. But if the Cowboys can't put any points on the board, whether it be field goals or even get anything as far as the run game going, I mean, they're going to be done.
The Cowboys have the most number of primetime games because they got the Thursday matchups as well.
Yeah. But why is that? Because that's America's team, Mike.
Yeah, it's America's team, but it's also dumb because they haven't done shit in 30 years, and they're not going to do anything this year. They should give up that to a man. They should give up that title because if you go 30 years, because you know what America's about? America's about winning. And if you haven't done any winning in 30 years or even come close, haven't even been to a conference championship in 30 years, you can't call yourself America's team. It becomes more hollow of a joke. Okay, it's so stupid. It's like everyone's mocking you and laughing at you, and Cowboy fans are too dense to realize that when it's like, hey, it's America's team, we're fucking with you. Okay, we say it's America's team. We're just playing around, dude, because we know it ain't true.
Did you see what happened with some of I think it was CD Lamb and some of the other Cowboy players? They had a stream before they released the NFL schedule. And they called it. They were streaming for 4 hours live, playing golf. They had a piñata and everything out there. Right. They called it America Stream, and it was really good. It was entertaining.
Joe, let's give some love to our good friends at MCS General Contracting. We have that logo behind you. They've been with us since day one with that diamond hard concrete, that BBD of concrete.
Oh God. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
That's right. You saw the number there, 210-774-9155 for your rock hard, diamond hard concrete. They do a fantastic job. Chris Leha loves two things. He loves diamond hard concrete, and he loves Salma Hayek, who's the cover girl for the SI edition, the swimsuit edition this year. 58 years old, Joe. We talked about that yesterday.
Hey, she looked good to me, man. You know, we got some incoming super chats. Mario Cavasso says, calm down, Coconut. Give him the chancla, pendejadas. They paid for the chancla, man. The chancla doesn't come at a $5 price tag like the grito. And you get the chanclazo. And then Sam Salinas, thank you for the super chat. We greatly appreciate it and give that some love as well. And he says, MATGA, make America's team great again. They are on the verge of being great again. Well, you know what? Tony Ornelas is in here, and he's hating on his team right now. And I got to Tony Ornelas is hating on the Cowboys right now. So you know what? I'm going to invite everybody to the carne asada when the Cowboys make the playoffs, Tony's not invited. He
You know,
gets the chancla.
it's funny because Cowboy fans said they weren't going to do it, man. They said that they were off the wagon, that they weren't going to do it, they weren't going to buy into Jerry Jones's crap, that we're all in. And I know they did more this year. They did 3 trades. They had a good draft. We all agree on that. But man, for all the Cowboy fans who were apathetic at the end of last season, who just were like, man, we're tired of this and all of that, for them to come back to go back to the cult of being the Cowboy fans, and they went back to Jerry Jones. And I was always of the belief, Joe, that things would get better for the Cowboys when Jerry Jones either retires or dies. And the more you see Stephen Jones and the arrogance that he has and how he dismisses Cowboy fans, you realize that when Jerry's gone, it's going to continue with Stephen.
Look at that. Latest results.
The ineptitude.
Latest results from the Cowboys poll that we put out there. Will the Cowboys make the playoffs this season? Now, 56% of the chat says no. I bet you Tony Ornelas voted more than once. And it's 44% that say yes. I wish I could go ahead and keep on voting on here, but I can't. I'm locked out. But if Cowboy fan wants to go in here and vote more than once for America's team, go ahead and do it so we can go ahead and have the Cowboys make the playoffs this season. We're tired of the losing. We got another incoming super chat here, and this one's from Sam Salinas. Appreciate you, Sam. Sam says, speaking of the label, throw 2 chanclas at Don Harris for having the balls to refer to the Chiefs as America's team part 2. Live on there. You know what? F that puto, man. I don't like him anyway. So you know what? He gets the chanclazo.
Well, he's wrong because the Chiefs do not belong as America's team. There's 2 America's teams that are more deserving than the Cowboys. One is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the other is the Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers are interesting because they're the ones that won the first Super Bowls, and also Green Bay is the only team that is not owned by a billionaire. That is an entity that is owned by the city. Like the residents own the Green Bay Packers, right? And they're always good. They're perpetually good. They always they've gone from having the quarterbacks of the 70s and to Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to now Jordan Love. They're consistently great. The Pittsburgh Steelers have made the playoffs 18 years in a row, or 18 years in a row of winning records under Mike Tomlin and Chuck Noll and Bill Cowher and all that. The real America's team are the Steelers and Packers, dude. The Cowboys are the most popular team. The Cowboys are the Kardashians of the NFL.
You know what? I was hating on the Cowboys all of last season because I was tired of all them being predictable, no running game, nothing was happening. Offense was stagnant. Secondary stunk it up. They were just horrible. This year, I have some hope that they have a new not a new quarterback, but they got a new running back. They have a new coach that can maybe come in here and shake some things up. I'm believing in this team this season. I think they're going to have a better record. And like I said, I fully expect them to be there in the wild card. I think they're going to make the playoffs again. So for all the other Cowboy fans that want to hate before the season even starts, don't show your ass up when they go ahead and make the playoffs and wear your Cowboy gear and be like, vamos para la Super Bowl, puro pinche Cowboys a la verga. Nah, dude. Stay home.
Fortunately, we're not going to have to worry about that because they're not making the playoffs, Joe. They ain't even going to be close to it. They're not even going to sniff it. And even worse, they're going to win 6 or 7 games and not have a top 10 pick. They are going to keep themselves in purgatory, and that makes me, as a Cowboy hater, very, very happy.
Yeah, you're not invited to the carne asada either, dude.
Oh, dude. Why would I want to go watch Cowboys?
It's too ethnic for you anyway, bro. It's too ethnic for you.
My goodness. Dude, speaking of too ethnic, dude, this is so funny. So, Chica last night comes home. She's calling me. She goes, hey, I'm going to HEB. I'm going to get some groceries. I want to make dinner tonight. I was like, great. Because we went to Jamaica, which is, the all-inclusive, all you can eat and drink, right?
Yeah.
We went to Key West, Florida, where we're going out to eat all the time. And I put on some weight, dude. I lost
some
20 pounds. I lost 20 pounds, and then I gained like 8 of it back because of all the vacations that we've taken, right? So I told her, I said, the next month or so, we're not doing anything. We're not going out anywhere. We're going to eat at home and we're going to work out, right? Get that weight back down. So she tells me, I'm going to make some enchiladas tonight. And I've had her enchiladas. They're really good, right? She comes home, starts making enchiladas, all that stuff. And they were delicious, dude. They were spicy, but they were delicious. But doing what Chica does, there was no rice. There was no beans. There was no guacamole. There was no tortillas. She made me 3 chicken enchiladas, and she used this fat-free substance in there, like the condensed mushroom soup, whatever. And she made me a salad on the side with ranch dressing, right?
No, man.
So it was awkward eating enchiladas, which were delicious, by the way, with a salad. And she goes, you get the main course, but you don't get the sides because the sides are the ones that get you. It's not the burger that's bad. It's the fries. It's not the, it's not the steak. It's the baked potato.
It doesn't have to be the refried beans. It could be something different, a black bean or something different like that. Not something bathed in grease. But we do have a $5 incoming super chat from Mario Cavazos. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all's support. He says, the America's team label has nothing to do with winnings. It's because they play the most prime time games and get them high ratings. Say less, Mario Cavazos. That's why the America's team.
No,
America's team.
It's also because of if you don't know anything else, I'll give you an example. There are a lot of people our age, Joe, who are Cubs fans. Why are they Cubs fans? Because they're on WGN back in the day. People who grew up I know a lot of people growing up with, I'm a Braves fan. I've been a Braves fan since Andre Dawson and David Justice and Flavin and Smoltz and Maddox. Why? Because they were on TBS. There's so many people who are fans of Notre Dame. Because Notre Dame's, all their games are on NBC every Saturday morning in the fall. Exposure makes it happen. And the NFL decided the Cowboys could be the most exposed team because they were the most popular team in the 70s when they were relevant. Right now, it's actually a joke to be force-fed 8 primetime games to the Cowboys, but they're going to lose 6 of them.
Cowboys bring in the ratings, bro. They're good for business, man, and they have the highest selling jersey sales as well.
But the ratings for the Cowboys last year were down, especially when it was nationally televised. They were down. So, man, I don't know, man. The Cowboys, it's just exposure, man. It's exposure. They are as someone pointed out earlier, the highest valued franchise in all of the NFL and all of major sports. I get that. But it's a little bit of a joke for us to watch them week after week after week, right? In prime time. How about this? How about we say prime time for the good teams? I would much rather watch the Buffalo Bills in prime time than the Dallas Cowboys. Who would I rather watch? A 12-4 or a 12-5 Buffalo Bills team in prime time, or a 6-11 Dallas Cowboys team? I don't give 2 craps about whether or not they bring in ratings. It's better football. I would much rather watch an up-and-coming team. The idea that the Cowboys are going to somehow turn things around this year and make the playoffs is a joke. They got Dak as their quarterback.
You know it's a joke? You're a joke because you don't believe in the Cowboys, man. I believe. Puro pinche Cowboys a la verga. Okay. We're going.
Let's all sing the song. Remember that song, One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men?
No.
Remember?
You know what it's going to be, your battle cry?
Why One Sweet Day, Joe? No. One Sweet Day by Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey, where she was wearing those nice little blue shorts and the white top, and Boyz II Men was at the top of the game, top of the R&B charts. That was the number 1 song the last time the Cowboys made the Super Bowl. That was the number 1 song the last time they made the conference championship, dude. Dude, Joe, I'm 48 years old. I was 19, and Cowboy fans are going, we still got 5 rings. Shut the hell up. That's like Spurs fans going, we got 5 rings in the year 2055. Joe, anybody who's not a Cowboy fan looks at Cowboy fans like they're dummies, dude. Do you know what it's like, Joe? Dallas Cowboy fans are the equivalent of Aggies. You're the joke, but you don't realize it because you're in a cult.
You know what your battle cry is going to be this year as you go into your tanking season with your ain'ts? It's going to be that song from 3 Doors Down. If I could be like that. You could just be watching us rise Gonna watch the Cowboy star rise.
The Cowboys star rise hasn't risen since.
It's gonna rise. What's
it hasn't
up, Jeff?
It hasn't risen since Bill Clinton was playing saxophone in Arsenio Hall, dude. It's been a long time.
What's up, Jeff? Can you hear us?
What? Yeah, I can hear you. How y'all doing, man?
Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. How you
Doing
doing, my
good.
man?
Man, we just finished recording Locked On Spurs for tomorrow. James Pledger is the guest, so
Very
we'll wrap
nice.
up the week with Pledger. And so, yeah, I just forgot, Joe, to mention to you.
Ooh.
Oh, we lost him. We're getting him back right now.
Well, we're
There you
talking.
go.
Okay, there you go.
Hello.
Yep,
Oh,
you're back.
you're good. You're good.
Yeah, Joe, I forgot to tell you that your show and my recording of Locked On started at the same time.
Ah,
So I was like, dang. So as soon as I finished, I just jumped on with you.
So we've been
Nice.
talking a lot about football, but we'll go back into basketball because we're all excited about the Spurs. Spurs getting the number
Yeah.
2 overall pick. When you saw that, Jeff, because we haven't talked to you since,
Mhm.
when you saw that the Spurs were going in projected to be 8-14, when Dallas moved into the top 4, the Spurs were not shown at number 9, which meant
Yeah.
that we were going to be moved into the top 4. When you saw that happen, what were your thoughts?
Can it happen again? Can the number 1 pick fall in their laps again? And you know what? They were close. I don't know if you saw that. The Spurs still had the best odds at that final ping pong ball to draw in their favor. So it was close. Here's the thing, too. Can you imagine? And Pledger brought this up for tomorrow's Locked On Spurs. The Spurs win back-to-back Rookie of the Years. Could it
that's what I
happen?
was saying.
Could it happen?
Yeah, it could happen. I believe. Mike is a doubter. He don't even believe in the Cowboys going to the playoffs or going to the wild card this season.
Well,
but
I don't blame
do.
him about I don't blame him about the Cowboys though.
Oh, you're gonna be another Spurs hater. You're also not getting invited to the carne asada. When they get into the wild card, stay gone. Stay gone. You're gonna be there with Tony Ornelas too. Stay gone. And he says Joe is drunk this morning. He gave us a $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you, Tony. And you know, Mike Lopez is also giving us a $2 super chat. He says Spytech trade for Trey Hendrickson to play with Mad Max.
You know, I mean, the Cowboys are this close to being a 500 team, Joe.
Yeah.
This
Well,
close to being a 500 team. They
well
got
Jeff said he
they-
don't believe
they-
either, so
they-
he can stay
they-
gone.
They got no running game, and their offensive line's too young.
Blue's not going to make a difference. You're
And
my boy,
they got number 4 under center, Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott only puts up stats when no one's watching. He puts up stats when they're down by 20 points.
Man,
It's like,
all I know is that when I have that carne asada, and it's going to be smelling good. Y'all going to be on the outside of the fence.
mhm.
You can
Hey,
smell it, but you can't taste it.
Hey man, I
Like
got
Moses going to the promised land. You can see it, but you're never going to get there.
Jeff, it's so funny seeing Joe jump back onto the Cowboys bandwagon. He swore off of them.
Yeah,
like
that's what I
6
thought. I
months
could
ago.
have swore.
No, I'm back, baby. I'm back. I'm back.
That he
Jeff,
divorced the Cowboys. That he's looking for a Sancha team.
No, they're the ex-girlfriend looking cute in that little black dress. I'm back, baby.
Jeff, I told Joe that the Cowboy fans are so delusional and so into themselves that they're like the Aggies. They're like the Aggies in the NFL. They don't realize that they're the big joke. But Aggie fans, just like Aggie fans, they don't realize that we're all laughing at them, not laughing
he's
with
going
them.
at your team, man.
Oh, his team's a poverty-ass team. He knows they're going to be tanking this season. He's
Hey,
going to be
brother.
wearing the paper bag at the games at this ain't games, you know?
But at least they've done something in the 21st century. We're joined
What,
by
they
Jeff
win one.
Garcia
How
from-
many Super Bowls have they won?
Oh, we were talking, Jeff. We were talking, Jeff, about how you have to be 35 years old to
How
remember
many
a
Super
Cowboy.
Bowls y'all win?
In the 21st century, one.
One.
Yeah,
Y'all won one, and you're gonna walk with your chest out.
You want to go back to when Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men were singing "One Sweet Day" because that was the number 1 song when the Cowboys were relevant.
I know.
Joined by
y'all are
Jeff Garcia
tanking-
from Locked On Spurs.
You're tanking
and
this
Ken 5.
season. If I could be like that, that's the battle cry for the Aints fans.
I don't want to be like the Cowboys. Shit. Talking to Jeff Garcia. Jeff, you posted something earlier today saying that Ace Bailey might be falling. What's going on with that?
Yeah, apparently the measurements are kind of off. He's having a decent combine, but not great combine. And if you look at the recent mock drafts, he's sliding all the way down to around the 5-6 spot now. Still a pretty good pick nonetheless, but he wasn't that 3-4, guaranteed 3-4 guy heading into the draft, this upcoming draft. But nevertheless, man, we had a fun game on Locked On Spurs for tomorrow's show. Give you a little taste of it. What other name outside of Dylan Harper you think would you be okay with the Spurs drafting at 2?
You're asking me that question?
Yeah, I'm asking you that question. Yeah.
The answer is none. There's
You,
not one.
you got to pick one, though. If you have to pick one.
If I had to pick one, VJ Edgecombe.
All right. Well, interesting. Yeah. Wait till you hear tomorrow's Lockdown Spurs again. We answer that question. But Edgecombe was one of our candidates. And but Joe, what about this, though? With Harper likely being the guy at number 2, it's going to happen, more than likely. Do you think the Spurs will flip him once they draft him?
No, absolutely not. They're going to go ahead and keep him. He's going to be an instrumental piece moving forward. They're going to get Dylan Harper. And the thing is that they make a lot of comparisons, Jeff, between Harper and Castle. And they're like, Harper's a better version of Castle. And it's like, why can't we just get along and say, you know what? They're going to complement each other. It's good to have that problem, to have 2 good caliber young players on your team that can change the dynamic of this team moving forward and possibly get them into the playoffs and beyond. I'm happy to have Harper on the team. I don't see the problem with having him and Castle being able to play on the court at the same time. I know everybody's also enamored with one Ace Bailey. I get that. But you know what? We're not talking about what the Spurs can do at number 14, right? And I think that's going to be an instrumental part, too, as far as what are they going to do? Are they going to draft for need or get best available player at number 14? Or are they going to do that at number 38? 38, you could go ahead and get a backup center for Wemby. But number 14, what are you going to do? Are you going to go out and get a three-point specialist, somebody can go ahead and knock down a bucket? Or you're going to go after a center? I like Asa Noel, but I don't think he's going to be there at number 14.
Yeah. Well, again, that's the good thing about the Spurs right now. The number 2 pick, no matter how you flip it, keep it, select, or obviously it'll be Harper. They're in a pretty position, aren't they? They really, really are. And if they pick Harper and stick with him for next season, I think that just adds to the pressure of, dare I say, playoffs. Can we move it up from, they better at least get in the play-in to they better at least get into the playoffs? Are we there yet?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think we are there. I think it's playoffs or bust, and I hate to say that for the first official year for Mitch Johnson as head coach of the Spurs, but really, you could have said, "Hey, we're going for the play-in." If the Spurs were picking at 8 and 14, but if you're picking a number 2 player, a potential Rookie of the Year candidate, who is considered to be the 1A to Cooper Flagg's 1 in this particular draft, because those two, you and I talked about on Locked On Spurs. There's not one mock draft out there that has Dylan Harper going lower than 2.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Which means
2. Yeah.
Which means there might even be some draft boards out there that might have Dylan Harper 1. I'm not saying all of them. I'm not saying half of them, but there might be a handful. So you see that you have that combination there, and now it's. I told Joe this morning, earlier in the show, that what this might force. It might force Mitch Johnson to look at Victor Wembanyama and say, dude, you can't play perimeter anymore, man. You got to get back down because we have talent already. We've got Fox. We've got Castle. We've got Harper. And on the bench, we have Vassell. We don't need you on the perimeter chunking up 7 or 8 3-pointers per game. We need your ass down low, posting people up and developing some back steps, drop steps, developing a hook shot, developing a bank shot, that we need you more down low. Because the idea of us having those 3 guys and you have Wemby chunking up 8 3-pointers per game is ludicrous. Someone needs to sit his ass down and tell him, you do realize you're 7'4". We saw that photo with you and Castle and Duncan and Robinson, and we saw that none of them were up to your chin. You have to get down low.
You realize he's still going to do it, right? And they're going to let him do whatever he wants to do.
That he's not a generational player.
Ooh, minutes.
I said it.
Jeff, we say it like this. I mean, I think Wemby's going to be a very good player, but I don't know if he's going to be that generational talent that everybody's labeling him as. If you're a generational talent, why are you getting locked up by 6'6" Dylan Brooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that there needs to be a more diversified game because the idea of Wemby being a 7'4" version of Kevin Durant does not excite me. It doesn't excite me. The idea of him being a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who can also shoot the three from time to time, that excites me. But he ain't gonna. He's not. If he's out there shooting the ball 8 times from 3, that is not winning basketball. It's not.
Let's just say they go out and address their lack of size. If they bring in a big dude to clog the paint or just do some sort of damage in that paint area, I think that's going to inspire Wemby to shoot more.
No,
we got a guy who's going to be doing all that.
No, I think we've seen what Wemby is, and Wemby's more. He's comfortable on the perimeter. He's not going to be that guy. He got no dog in him right now, Jeff, to want to get inside the paint and bang bodies with everybody. I think for longevity as well for his career, that's not going to be conducive to his game. I think he needs to just keep being that finesse player, kind of skirting around the perimeter. But they do need a dog inside the paint, so hopefully they can get that in the draft. As you said, Jeff, they need somebody that can bang bodies down low, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing, man. What is the biggest thing that Wemby does other than play defense? On the offensive side, it's the height. It's him being of a certain size and being able to shoot over basically everybody.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of him shooting from 23 feet over and over and over and over and over again makes me want to go to the Frostbank Center, buy a very good ticket, and scream, "Get your ass down low."
Hey, we do got an incoming super chat by Black Bucket. Thank you so much. We do appreciate the support.
Yes, sir.
He says, I saw online by a cap expert, Giannis for Johnson, Sohan, number 2, number 14, 3 first-round swaps, future number 1, 3+ teams involved. What do you think?
Man. Repeat it again, please. Let me hear it again.
So he said he saw online it's going to be Giannis for Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, the number 2 pick, the number 14, and 3 first-round swaps, future number 1. And he says they're going to bring 3+ teams involved to get the deal done.
So basically, it's a Spurs draft war chest.
Yeah.
With Keldon and Sohan.
All for Giannis.
I think it's too much.
I think so too.
Yeah, it's too much, dude.
Again, if that was the number 8 pick and the 14, I would have said in a heartbeat. But because it's Dylan Harper, it changes everything. You know, Chris Layhout from MCS General Contracting would always say, F them picks. And I would agree with that. But once we got the number 2 pick, you can't do that anymore. You know, you can't trade away a potential Dwayne Wade, a potential John Morant, a potential SGA because you want to have 2 years of Giannis. That's all it would be is 2 years. And then not only that, you'd be in salary cap hell. It doesn't make any sense anymore to say F them picks. Joined by Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. You can follow him at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter and Threads. More than 7,000 subscribers on the Locked On Spurs. Jeff, when you hear about what's going on with the Dallas Mavericks getting the number 1 pick and the conspiracy theories that are out there, do you buy any of those conspiracy theories about Dallas the number 1 overall pick because they get the number 1 pick after Nico Harrison gets blasted by the fans there for trading Luka Doncic a few months ago?
Man, it made my eyebrows raise in a hurry. I was like, no way it's shaping up to be Dallas getting the number 1 after all what they went through last season. Man, I get the sexiness of it, the drama of it, but I think that is so much to risk to rig an NBA draft lottery. Are they? I mean, does it really matter if they go live? And everybody's saying like, oh, if they go live, it'll fix the issue. But does it really matter? Because you can still manipulate those ping pong balls without anybody seeing them. But no, I don't. It's very interesting. I just think it's just too coincidental. Dallas had a 1.6%, like the worst odds to win it all, and they won it all. Here's the other thing, too. Nobody's talking about the Spurs. The Spurs, how they get the number 2 pick? Like, couldn't you flip it and say, like, well, that's a kind of a conspiracy theory, too. Spurs get the number 2 pick. But as much as I want to believe it was rigged, I don't think it was.
Yeah, it's not even run by the NBA. I mean, PricewaterhouseCoopers is the one that does it. and they're a very reputable company, and you have representatives from every single team who are monitoring what's going on. I don't think you can manipulate the balls themselves. I mean, I remember back in the day. They used to have those envelopes, and you'd have David Stern go over there, and famously, the conspiracy theory was that one of the envelopes was frozen.
Yeah, it was Patrick Ewing or something like that.
For Patrick Ewing back in '85. That I can see easily being rigged, because you can conceivably say, yeah, you could put it in. You could put a frozen envelope in there because you're feeling around for it. You feel around for the cold one. I can see that being a conspiracy theory that has legs to it. But those ping pong ball machines with all those things bouncing around, dude, I've gone to many bingo halls, dude. You can't pick a number out of there because you want to. It's just the gravity of it all.
You can weigh down some of them.
Here's the thing, though. In order for that to happen, I saw this person from ESPN who said that he was in the room when the balls were being picked. The balls are numbered 1 through 14, and the higher the number that comes out, the more likely it's going to be a team that is not likely to win. And the first number that got popped out was like a 14, and the next number was an 11, and the next number was a 13. So all the high numbers came up, which meant that it was going to be a team that was going to be not in the top 5 normally. It was going to be 6 and beyond. It could have been the Spurs. It could have been somebody else. It ended up being Dallas. I don't buy a lot of conspiracy theories, dude. I really don't. I don't see why they would benefit Dallas because of this. And I just think that coincidences happen, dude. Because if I'm going to believe every conspiracy theory, if I'm going to believe every conspiracy theory, if I'm going to believe every the script and all that stuff, then I shouldn't watch sports, because it would be just as stupid as watching wrestling.
Wrestling is scripted.
Wrestling is scripted, but I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but we're going to date ourselves here. Did you see that video interview? When I say video, it's on YouTube. The Johnny Carson show, where this guy came on and talked about how the NFL is rigged. Did you ever see that interview he did?
No, I didn't.
It's pretty interesting, and if you extrapolate that to the NBA, you're like, oh, okay, I can see how it can be doable. But just rigging games in general, not necessarily the draft, but just how sports are rigged. It's a very interesting, of all places too. The Johnny Carson show had it, and it's pretty interesting. Maybe I can. Joe, I don't know if you can find it. Maybe I'll put it up here for you guys.
Look at this. Jesse A says, I'd rather watch wrestling than anime. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. You know what was really good, though, Jeff? Andor season 2.
Mordecai reaches out to us and says, Johnny Carson, how old are you all?
Oh, God, dude. Johnny Carson, man. That's going way back. That's probably even before our time, Jeff. I mean, we probably... I
remember watching it live, man.
Johnny Carson would get the card and go, Swami says.
Yeah, Swami says.
Get that big.
And the Swami says is what Chris Berman stole from back
Johnny
in the
Carson.
90s when he was doing ESPN, when he was doing the Swami predictions. He took that from Johnny Carson.
He's still doing this thing with ESPN. They actually extended the brother.
Dude, he's awful.
He's still on air, bro.
I don't mind them bringing back Rich Eisen, but Chris Berman needs to be taken out to the back of the shed and shot. They got an old Yeller him at this point, man. I'm talking about that professionally. The whole adding nicknames to things is so old. It's, you know what it's like? It's like listening to Jim Rome. It's dated, man. It was so funny and good back in the day, but now it's just trash to listen to.
What was that one skit not a skit, but that one time that Jim Rome, he was calling that guy, what was his name? He was getting into it where he flipped.
Chris Everett.
Jim Everett.
Jim Everett. He was calling him Chris.
He goes, don't call me. He goes, call me that one more time, Chris.
Okay, Chris.
Boom.
For those of you who are too young to understand that reference, go onto YouTube and look up Jim Rome, Jim Everett, and you'll see Jim Everett flip the table over. That was so freaking funny, dude.
Well, Jim Rome is the show that replaced you at that ESPN 94.1 Sports Star after you left
for all but 3 months, and now it's no longer there.
Oh, what
I
happened?
wonder why.
They left the Star.
Yeah, Jim Rome is no longer on the Star. Last I saw, I was listening the other day. They had Rich Eisen on,
Interesting.
so that's fine. Rich Eisen has a really good show. Colin Howard has a really good show, but it's kind of funny. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't take that 40% pay cut from Sports Stars, so I decided. So they're like, you can keep your show, but you gotta take a 40% pay cut.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm good. Go back and sell some insurance.
You're like, you know how much harder you'd have to work if you were still at the Sports Star, bro?
I
That'd be
remember.
crazy,
I remember
man.
when it was announced that Jim Rome took Jimenez's slot, and then Jimenez did that video on Twitter where he's cackling.
Oh, it's like, really? You
Dude,
think what you bought-
I was in the hill country on the side of the road, dude. I was coming back from a client meeting out in Fredericksburg, and I had to pull over to the side of the road because I wasn't mad. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, who the hell watches or listens Jim Rome anymore?
Nobody.
Okay, not one person.
God.
So look at this. Y'all know I'm hosting the first ever San Antonio Big Texas TerrorCon, which is basically a horror fest.
Yeah.
Really?
They just announced. I haven't heard this name in decades. Mira Sorvino is coming.
Mira Sorvino
nice.
from Romeo and Michelle's high school
Wow.
reunion.
Yep, Mimic as well. So
Yeah.
Mira Sorvino was also in Mighty Aphrodite, if I'm not mistaken.
She was a nugget back in the day.
She was a nugget.
well,
she was a 90s nugget.
This photo still shows her as still a nugget. And let me send it to you guys.
That's
She's still
funny,
cute,
dude.
man. She's still cute.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're gonna have to start bringing the show to an end here because I got a meeting that I got to go to here about 11:45 ish.
Well, real quick, Joe, I just sent it to you on the private chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha, man.
You'll see that if that's an updated photo, well, not too bad.
Oh, wait. In the private chat? We have a private chat?
Not you. Not
Damn.
you. He's not talking to you. He's not talking to you.
It's kind of like Forrest Gump. This seat's taken.
On the StreamYard chat, Jimenez. I thought you were on it.
Oh, I am on StreamYard, but
Yeah.
I guess
it's no, in the chat that we have right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
wait.
putting it
I
out
see
there.
it.
Oh yeah, she's still cute, bro.
Yeah.
Nugget back in the day, Nugget now. Did you ever watch that movie, Romeo and Michelle's?
High school reunion.
I did.
Dude, the whole aspect of her lying to her friends, saying that her dad, she's rich because something about her her was it her dad or her husband was the inventor of Post-its?
Yes.
So
Post-it. And think about that too. I think if you watch Mean Girls, it kind of relies a lot of the comedy that Romeo and Michelle.
Yeah.
The Post-it note over here.
The toaster strudels.
Toaster strudel. So there's a lot of similarities between the two movies.
So we're looking at the PGA Championship right now. Phil Mickelson, oh my God, he's +9 through 8 holes. Phil Mickelson is awful today at the PGA Championship.
Wait, Jimenez, we didn't say this. Our Locked On Spurs is out already.
Yeah, I just retweeted it.
Okay, yeah. Well, everybody listen up. Mike and I, we did a Locked On Spurs for today, and it has just been released. So go check it out.
I'm noticing that
where Jimenez says a phrase, and I said, "Don't ever say that again."
God.
Oh my God.
You remember what you said? No, actually, don't say it because I want people to go hear it.
I don't remember, man. I know I made you laugh a few times.
No, that first one was like when you say moist, it was like in that vein. But it wasn't moist. It was something else gross.
Is it like when a player is shooting 8 for 10 from 3 and I say they're throbbing?
Oh, God, man.
Hey, Joe, the PGA Championship, the leader right now is a guy named Jaeger. Man, did you ever drink Jaeger back in the day, Joe and Jeff?
Yep, I remember.
Jaeger
I hate Jaeger. I hate Jaeger. Jaeger's nasty, dude. It smells like and tastes like cough syrup. Anytime somebody brings me, hey man, we got Jaeger shots, I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. I appreciate the sentiment, but I ain't drinking that crap. You bring me cheap tequila or you bring me Jaeger, we ain't friends no more, man.
Okay, well, Jaeger, you drop that with the Red Bull and you got it with the Bull Blaster or the Jaeger Bomb or whatever. That's good stuff, man. That's good stuff. So, Joe, are you going to have any of the Big Black Dick over the weekend?
No, bro.
Oh man, Jimenez.
No, I'm good, bro.
Man.
Dude, that's all you, boy. That's all you.
Wait, Joe, did he get you some?
Yeah, he brought me a bottle back from Jamaica. I got in the fridge right there. My
No.
fridge, Jeff, right now, my fridge is full of beer and it's full of liquor. I got so many bottles of liquor for my birthday. It's not even funny. I got
Well,
scotch.
you got the
I
one I
got
got
everything.
you too for your birthday, right? Remember?
Yeah. Everything that you gave me, dude. You gave me a bottle. I got bottles from everybody, dude. My fridge right now is stocked to the brim with bourbon, whiskey, scotch, tequila, everything you can imagine.
Well, you're
It's in
set
there,
for the
man.
next party, man. You're set for the next party, whatever that is.
Yeah, man. When the next party comes, we're pretty much set, dude. We got everything in there. We got plenty of stuff to drink. We ain't going thirsty in my house.
Dang, man, that's a lot of booze you got there, dude.
It's a lot of booze, man. It's a lot of booze. We're gonna have to
Holy
have some type of get together. I want to have like a barbecue cook off to kind of set off the summer with all the necios here. I might just have something at the house. Have some of the guys, our most avid listeners here, join us, like Mario Cavazos. Mario's always really cool. I like hanging out with Mario and some of the other guys here in the chat, dude. We'll have Sean come over, maybe Alex Noriega. Some of the crew will round up. We'll invite you, Jeff. Have a little barbecue out here. Have some brew. It's gonna be fun.
Are non-Cowboy fans invited?
No. No, you can come. You can come to the carne asada. I'll let Tony Ornelas in the gate. I'll let him know. He just has to wear a shirt that says Cowboys making the playoffs.
Joe, are Eagle fans allowed to go to your party?
Oh, I have to say yes, because our good friend LG, DJ LG, he's a Cowboy fan. And I like
Eagles
DJ
fan.
LG. He's good people, man. So he's going to be on the show tomorrow. Mike, we might not need you tomorrow. You can take the day off because we're going to have LG on and we're going to have Fernandez on.
Your own show, dude.
I know, man. You know what's so sad? I've never met DJ LG in person or on air. I think I met him. One time in person for like 30 seconds. I think I met him at the Mike Taylor barbecue cook-off, which I think is this weekend, by the way.
It is Saturday.
Benefiting the Salvation Army, so go check that out. But no, I've never gone with DJ LG on air, man. So you're gonna kick me off?
You want to be on? It's gonna be a stacked show. It's gonna be me, LG, Fernandez. You want to be on the show too? It's fine, dude. I'm just telling you.
I'll take the day off, I guess.
You're gonna go spend it with your girlfriend anyway.
With my nugget. Give me days off on Mondays. That's when my chica's off of work, dude. Give me days off on Mondays, man.
On Mondays is when everything happened over the weekend for the world of sports. We got to come back on Monday and talk about it. Mike always wanted to call in on Monday. It's like, no, you got to come in, bro.
Jesse A says that Coach Joe load manages Mike.
No, man, that ain't me. That ain't me.
I think it's your girlfriend that load manages you.
What is it? Women weaken the legs, Rock.
It's all the vacations, Jeff, man. Dude, man, I just vacation heavy. We just booked another one, man. So we're gonna be going out to Laughlin, Nevada. Nevada.
What's out there?
So Laughlin, Nevada is where Nevada, Arizona, and California all come together. And basically, it's an hour and 15-minute drive south of Vegas, and it is a casino town. Has about 7 casinos, low limits. You can play for like $5 per hand of blackjack and stuff like that, right? So it's low limit playing. It's stuck in the 70s, Jeff.
Oh, I like that already.
Everything looks like it's 1975, 1977, because the furniture, legit is from the 70s. The carpeting and the walls, legit from the 70s. And what's cool about it is that it's on the Colorado River.
Yeah.
So you can water taxi from casino to casino.
Oh, nice.
Or you can jet ski. You can do all that. Lake Mead is out there. Hoover Dam, if you want to go do some sightseeing. You can also take a small trip to the.
Please do a jet ski and put that on video, please, and share it with everybody.
Oh, jet ski! Oh my god!
Yeah, please do that.
And a Speedo.
Yeah.
What did you like my photos, Jeff, of me jumping off the waterfall?
Oh.
But one of the funniest ones I have, what I saw of you was the one that you're sitting on I think it's a swing and you have sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And you're like all the buttons on your shirt are moved or not buttoned up. My first thought was like, how does Jimenez even have the courage to do something like that? I would never do something like that.
He ain't embarrassed. You got to give my boy credit for that. He ain't shy, Jeff. He ain't shy, and he's just having
apparently
fun.
not, man. He got his old body out there, you know.
Hey, I commend him for doing that. He's having a good time, man. He's having fun out there with Chica.
Having the time of my life with Chica, dude. I don't think Jeff has met Chica. Every time that Chica's in town and we're doing stuff, Jeff doesn't go north of 410.
You don't
but
go
Jeff,
hey, that's not true. The other day, guess where I went to?
Where?
North Star Mall.
Went beyond the boundary.
That's not the north side. That's still inside 410, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the outside of 410, but it's still inside 410.
Okay,
hey, man, we got to wrap up. We got to wrap up because I'm late to a meeting already.
All right.
But Jeff, I ventured off to South Park Mall.
I saw that, dude. Yeah, you're giving it kudos. All right, I know Joe's got to go, man. I'll let y'all go, right?
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Jeff, thanks for being on. Don't forget to follow him at Jeff G Spurzone on Twitter and Threads. Again, you can reach out to me. By the way, if you want investments or insurance help, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. That's my day job. That's what I do. Work from home, but I come and visit whatever it takes, man. 210-508-0369. Joe, we didn't think it would be possible, but we did do an hour and a half today.
Woohoo!
Thought it was going to be a small show, but I'm starving. Going to go get some breakfast. Joe, have a fantastic weekend. DJ LG will be in tomorrow,
and
along with Fernandez. Very nice. You'll have a fantastic show tomorrow. And again, tonight, tonight you got the Thunder against the Nuggets. Dude, I'm telling you, the Thunder are going to close it out.
We'll see, man. I still believe in the Nuggets.
All right.
All right. We'll see you boys tomorrow.
See ya.